Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to another Bayview review. Now, today we're going to be talking about The Jitters. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Bayview for sending me this copy to review for you guys. They have an awesome company, they have a massive catalog, and pretty much something to fit everyone's taste. I'm going to put the links to their Facebook page, their official website, and their YouTube channel in the description box below. And don't forget, if you have a Roku, Bayview is on Roku now. Just type in Bayview Films. The Jitters is a 1989 film which runs approximately 80 minutes and is directed by John Fasano. Now, he passed away on July 19th, 2014 at the age of 52. It's very young. He was responsible for some of my favorite movies: Black Roses, Zombie Nightmare, and Rock and Roll Nightmare. Awesome films, very cheesy, and this movie is no different. This stars Sal Viviano as Michael Derrick. He was in Black Roses and some TV. Marilyn Tokuda as Alice Lee. She was in Godzilla 2000, Strawberry Fields, and Liquid Dreams. And James Hong as Tony Yang Sr. He was in Big Trouble in Little China, Blade Runner, and Beast Mode. Now, in this movie, everything was done by storyboard. The budget was $475,000, and it was shot on short ends in 20 days. Yes, The Jitters. This movie is a ton of fun. Now, a lot of people in the horror community have heard of hopping vampires, but I actually don't know how many people have seen a horror film with hopping vampires. I know Mr. Vampire made this popular in 1985, but this was kind of bringing it over to America. You have a very, very simple premise of this film. You have Mr. Lee's Gifts, which is in Chinatown. Now, there's a gang that's controlling Chinatown, and they are kind of making trouble for everyone and trying to, take insurance money, if you will. Insurance that they won't break up their store. But they did hear that Mr. Lee, the guy that owns the gift shop, has a fortune stashed somewhere in his store. So they're trying to get to it. They do, unfortunately, kill Mr. Lee, but his niece takes over the store, and they start to bother her. Well, her boyfriend, who is American, he's trying to protect her, but what ends up happening is the gang gets attacked by a hopping vampire. And they have to see where the hopping vampires are coming from, not only who's making them hopping vampires, but in order to stop the hopping vampires as well. Now, these hopping vampires are called Jiangshi, and they're pretty cool. They look kind of goofy at first, but they're also kind of creepy looking in the same respect. Now, they wear traditional garb, they have these fanned out ears, and of course, huge vampire teeth. The shop, of course, that is not responsible for necessarily making the hopping vampires is a kind of like a oriental herb shop where they do black magic and stuff like that. Now, there is a way to stop these hopping vampires, and it's pretty comical, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. You kind of have to watch this and see for yourself. But I had an absolute blast with this movie. This movie is one of the most fun vampire movies I've seen in a very long time. It does suffer from editing problems in the film. That's not Bayview's responsibility or Retro Media's responsibility, the two that collaborated in order to bring you this feature. It's just lack of budget, I do believe, on the filmmaker's part. There are some scenes that look like they have been cut and not really smoothed over that well. But yeah, this movie is fantastic. I recommend this to anyone who likes horror movies, anyone who likes horror comedies. This movie is a ton of fun. Now, I will say this, okay? This is, of course, kind of like full screen, where there's two bars on the side. And the print of this film is actually very dark. Now, in doing a little bit of research, I talked with a few friends who have the American VHS, and this seems to be a common problem with this film. So, if you do purchase this film, which I highly recommend because it is a lot of fun, the copy is definitely watchable, but it is kind of a dark transfer. And like I said, I don't think that was the responsibility of Bayview or Retro Media. It's just kind of how the movie was shot. There are some definite problems with the film, the way it was shot, but it is so much fun. This movie, especially people who like vampire movies, if you like vampire movies, this is definitely something a little different, and I think you'll enjoy it. Another special thank you to Bayview, and if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.